Hi all, how we all doing? So I haven't done any of these live videos in about a month, and that's because we have been extremely busy. But I felt it was time to actually do this video. One, because in exactly 10 days we'll be launching Digital Hub in Nigeria. It is the first work experience platform that literally connects you as an aspiring digital expert with people who with companies that are looking to recruit, and providing you with the experience and the expertise to be able to build up your career in that respect. So I needed to let you know about that, which is important. Another thing I needed to let you know about is, as you all know, October 28th is when we will be celebrating hundreds of people who secured jobs this year. And we're really excited about that. That's going to be fed live, so you'll be able to watch it live. It's going to be awesome. I'm really excited about that. And another thing, which is the last thing, is we've got 3 months to the end of the year, and a lot of you have been watching us for years and a lot of you have been procrastinating. I will come today, I will come tomorrow. 2 years later, you're not here. 3 years later, you're not here, but you keep reading the success stories. And the question I want to ask you is, has your life transformed? And if it hasn't, if you're going to be watching people being celebrated this year for securing jobs at the DBT Awards, October 28th, the question is, why are you sitting down at home watching it when you should have been there? But that is a question for another time that you can answer in your own private place. Today, I really want to bring I kind of want to bring things together. So everything we've been talking about, everything we've been screaming about for the past, since the beginning of this year, what has been the result of it, and where are we going next? So digital transformation is something you hear over and over and over again. You would have heard multi-channel integration, you'll have heard things like multi-channel marketing, you'll have heard things like Salesforce automation, so sales and marketing automation. You'll have heard things like using digital technology to enhance every area of the business activity. What can we digitize and automate? You'll have heard things like data is the lifeblood of every business now, so we need to be able to understand the data. First of all, we need to be able to understand where to get that data from a variety of sources. We need a data center, more or less. We need to analyze the data, visualize it, and gain some level of intelligence so we can have a competitive advantage, so that we can drive down our operational cost, so that we can increase our revenue potential, so we can increase market valuation, so that we can be able to expand and be a lot more customer centric. So the more you understand about your customers, the more customer centric you become. So this is what every company is doing right now. This is why companies are looking towards digital transformation. If you go on job boards, if you just go on any job board and type in project manager, you will find the word digital right next to it. So unfortunately, you out there, if you're sitting down and you're saying that, oh, I'm just going to take my Prince 2 and I'm done. Well, unfortunately, the sad part of it is companies are no longer recruiting just because you have a Prince 2. In fact, they've not done that for years. They recruit based on experience. But if you have project management experience, but you have no digital experience, now understand this: we're living in the digital age. That's where we're living. It's quite hot. Actually, I've opened the window, so bear with me a second. I'll get this. I was actually going to do some juicing while talking to you, and I'll do that in a second. So I'll just do that. See, if I was in the studio now, they'd have noticed that. So I think it's all matte now, isn't it? Okay, good. So we're living in the digital age. That's the age we live in right now. And when you live in a digital age, you are now operating in a digital economy. You've heard me say this over and over again. Now think about it like this. Once upon a time, we lived in the agricultural age, in the industrial age. The technology boom came. Now we're living in the digital age. And the needs of the digital age is different from the needs of the industrial age. The way you think in the industrial age is different from the way you think in the digital age. But if you look at the technology age, at that period we were dealing with analog. Now we're dealing with digital. When we're dealing with analog, what happened was we were always operating on limited or based on limited accessibility. Now with the digital age, you're operating based on unlimited accessibility. So unlimited internet access, unlimited broadband, unlimited data, unlimited this, unlimited that. So the way you think is totally different. The way you solve problems is totally different. So once upon a time, you have a capacity of X amount of servers that can store this amount of data. Now you have unlimited accessibility, and you're now thinking of how you can combine data from a variety of other sources as well, which is absolutely crazy. So things like machine learning, the ability for computers or to be able to learn, and when it comes to business, learn a lot more about your customers the more they use your system, so that you can be better informed in how to service them. So you have machine learning being applied in all areas, all areas, all industry. Now, the question some people ask me is that, oh, but digital transformation, I'm sure it's only for IT. No, it's for all industries. Every company, literally. And why is it for all industries? Well, let's think about it. In the old days, the only people who took advantage of technology was basically the government and also the military. And then as time has gone on, certain devices are now in your hands. Being able to identify where somebody is at any point in time, you can do that by yourself on your phone. Before, it was some government high-tech stuff. So technology has now been integrated into people's lifestyle, right? And if at the moment, 38% of the world population accesses the internet via their mobile phone. 38%. There's 7 billion people in the world. So if you do 38% of that, that's a lot of people, and it's growing. It's not stopping. It's not slowing down. So think about it from that perspective. So as a result, companies have to have a mobile first strategy, and for them to have a mobile first strategy, they have to change the way they operate, and which gives way to new initiatives. So their own digital transformation initiative. Because if they don't give way, if they don't do it, then other companies who are leading the way will literally disrupt their market. Let's look at Uber. What did it take for Uber to literally be kicked out of London? They had to go and look for some legislation about how they're not sticking to corporate. I can't remember what it was. Is it corporate? I don't know what it was. I can't remember. But it wasn't to do with technology. They killed the market. The black cab business was literally dying. Black cab business was literally, they had to go and ask for help from the government. Look, just find something to stop Uber because they're destroying us. And that's where disruptive technology comes into place. So every business, no business wants to be disrupted. And as a result of that, they need to gain that competitive advantage. Now, follow me here. So if every company needs to gain a competitive advantage, or every company needs to be able to integrate into their customers' lifestyle, it then means that they need to have a digital strategy. They need to look at every area of their business and look at enhancing every area of that business. Look at the digital capabilities available to enhance every area of that business, every channel, be it customer service, be it marketing, be it support, be it finance, whatever channel. And when you now start looking towards digitizing and automating, well, guess what? You're now playing with data. And when you're playing with data, we're now literally having to comply with certain regulations. And that's why GDPR is out. Why? Because people's data is literally their life. And where businesses have the right to do whatever they want with that data, well, that's an invasion of privacy, isn't it? And that's why the European Union has come up with a new law, and now every company needs to be compliant. So you're having millions of jobs being created just in the UK alone. 1.64 million jobs. Am I right, Larry? Is it 1.6 million or 1.74 million? What I sent the other day.
They were 1.6 million.
Yeah, 1.64 million digital jobs are literally right now available in the United Kingdom. And I told everybody on my platform, there are 1,515 of us on our platform. And I said, you don't even account for 1% of those jobs. So there's so many jobs out there. But the question is, are you digitally equipped to be able to do those jobs? And why? And when it comes to the digital industry right now, it's surpassing other industries twofold. Why? Because of constant advancement in technology and the need to stay competitive. So it's absolutely crazy. Now that I've done that, I'm going to juice and talk to you at the same time. So hopefully you can still hear me and we can actually start talking properly. Now, the question you're going to ask yourself is this, and it's really plain and really simple. I'm going to start first with those of you in Nigeria, and then once I'm done with those of you in Nigeria, then I'm going to move to those of you in the United Kingdom. Okay? So, not just the United Kingdom, but everywhere all over the world. That's what I'm going to do. So, let us start first with those of you in Nigeria. Now, you may know this, you may not know it, but one thing is clear and obvious. Nigeria surpasses the entire world when it comes to mobile connectivity. The entire world. Roughly around 74%, that was as of last year, that probably be 80% right now, of the entire population access the internet via their mobile phone. We now have 30% of mobile connectivity being able to, are you now using smartphones. So that means that they literally have a computer in their hand. We're now so what does that mean? If you look at 94, if you look at 70% of a population, where 70% of the population having mobile connectivity, where 30% of that, those people who have mobile connectivity having accessing the internet via their smartphone, that means there's a big chunk of people, millions of people, who their lives are now integrated into, so basically they have what you call technology is integrated into their life, so integrated lifestyle application. As a business, if you are not able to tap into that market, which is growing at an alarming rate, if you're not able to digitize and automate every area of business with customer centricity at the heart of that business, then what's going to happen to your business? You're going to die. And that is why every single bank in Nigeria right now is looking towards digitization and automation. Every industry, even the government is looking towards digitization, because you just can't connect and communicate with people if you're not able to connect through the main channel that they wake up to every single day and connect to. Just imagine it. We're all in a restaurant and everyone is on their phone. They're not rude. They're just connected, you know, their entire life is on there. So think about it from that perspective. Just think about that one. So you have that in mind. So what does that mean? If every company in Nigeria, and bearing in mind that they have to stay relevant, is now moving towards digitization, well, they're going to need people to deliver those solutions, and they're going to be looking for people with the right digital skills. And this is why we saw it as an opportunity. There are at least 50 million people who fit into the bracket of ready to apply for, ready to build their skills and apply for work. And you're having a lot of other companies going into Nigeria now to start their own digital business. They're breaking into the digital market. So what does that mean for you? Jobs, opportunities. Now, when these companies are advertising for these jobs, digital project manager, digital business analyst, big data analyst, digital marketer, search engine optimization expert, social media marketer. And I don't mean the social media that you think you know. I'm talking about social media who actually understands the value of data, you know, and can use that data to interpret how the business can gain value from the audiences that they're trying to reach, you know. So when you don't have those skills, you're going to remain where you are. So it's so important. You're based in Nigeria, and I'll say it right now, you need to focus on building your digital expertise. Two most important things. You see that oil boom, hoping that the oil market will pick up and maybe we'll get back to normal? Forget it. There are two main areas in Nigeria now that people need to focus on: agriculture and the digital sector, or the agricultural industry, the digital industry. Even the agricultural industry, in order for them to maximize productivity, maximize revenue, they will need to digitize. So those are the two industries we need to be focusing on. So you are either a farmer or you're a digital expert. You need to make a choice. If you're a farmer, good. Go and get yourself a land. The government is really supporting that area, or at least find some channel, some supply chain channel that you can connect to. But if you're not a farmer, then you need to build your digital skills. So this is why we're launching DigiHub, where you can walk in and literally gain practical work experience. And I'll be in Nigeria from Monday, hopefully by God's grace, and I'll be able to sit down. And we're launching on the 7th of October. Go to our website or stay on this page, and I'll send you the address. We've been talking about it for so long. You'll be able to attend, and it's an amazing opportunity for everybody. So that's one. Okay, so we got that sorted. Now let's talk about those of you in the UK, because that's extremely important. Okay, now for those of you in the UK, I'll bring this here because I'm still talking to you. No, actually, I've stayed here. So for those of you who are in the UK, let us be realistic with ourselves. My question is this, and I'm going to be as frank as possible. All right, and I'm also going to talk based on years of experience and all the thousands of people that we've helped to secure a job over the last few years. So let's get started with those of you in the UK. Now think about it this way. Robotics Autonomous technology is literally stealing jobs. Every company is looking to automate every area of their business. Why? Because if you don't have whatever is repetitive can be automated. But with machine learning coming to place, you can actually even add a bit of intelligence. So if your job is partly repetitive, partly using a bit of your brain, and we can use machine learning to build a system that can do that job for you. For example, virtual assistants. So if you can now have virtual assistants where you can actually, so you have bots where you have a robot talking to you. And basically the more it talks to you, the more it learns. So it can better communicate with you. What's the need for a customer service person? Sales automation, marketing automation. Everything is being automated. Go on BBC, type in, go on Google, type in jobs that will be taken away by robots, or robots that will take away jobs. A website will come up, and then it's a website by BBC. And type in accountants. It will shock you to know that a chartered accountant in 5 to 10 years' time will not have a job. This is a chartered accountant who went to university and took many qualifications. Why? Because his job can be automated. It will shock you. I think it's a 95% chance that a chartered accountant's job will be taken away by automation. Now, whatever job you're doing now, if you are not, in the UK, we already live in a digital age. For crying out loud, nobody needs to tell you that. So whatever job you're doing now, I want you to ask yourself a question. Can they automate my job? Can they digitize my job? If they can, then I need to start looking at ways of improving my skills. If you're not prepared for what is about to happen, it may shock you. And this is why I'm screaming to everybody, especially people on my platform already. We need to get to a point where companies are begging us to come and solve their problems. Why? Because there's never been a better time like now. Opportunity knocks. And when opportunity knocks, you want to make sure that you're able to hear. If you have project management or business analysis skills, but you don't know anything about digital technology or digital strategy implementation, and all companies are looking for project manager roles. All companies are looking to going through digital transformation, and when you look at their portfolio, it's all about digital. One digital project or the other. The question is, how can you manage what you don't understand? Fine, you have a project management qualification, but you can't manage what you don't understand. Oh, you have all your BCS, British Computer Society, business analysis certification, but you can't analyze what you don't understand. So what does that mean? It means that you could be that BA, that PM, that is a PM or BA by title and just can't get a job anymore. Why? Well, simply because you don't understand the digital age that you live in. And this is why we now need to get to a point where we are solutions providers and not just project managers or business analysts. We're digital solutions architects. So I'm a BA, but I am a digital solutions architect. I'm a PM, but I am a digital solutions architect. What do I mean by that? Well, let me give you an example. So, what am I doing right now? I'm juicing, right? Now, I'm normally very, very busy. I haven't got time to do a lot of things. So normally I do it very early in the morning. That's what I do. But today I've been very busy. I've been meetings non-stop. So as a result of that, I've not been able to do much. But I know that every single day without fail, I have to juice. Now, I could get myself a PA who would literally do this for me every single day. And I do have a PA that does that could actually do this for me, but she's so busy trying to do other things that it would be stupid of me to say, oh, by the way, come and make my juice for me every single morning. So I have a problem. Okay, I'm trying to make it as basic as possible. So I have a problem. And what is my problem? The problem is I wish I could get somebody who could actually, I wish I could find a way to automate the juice, the making of the juice I have every morning. I just want to wake up in the morning and just take my juice and drink it and go. That's what I would love. I don't want to hire somebody to do it because then I have to pay that person. I wish there was a technology out there to solve that problem. Just follow me here. So what have I done? I've identified the problem. Now I am looking for the digital technology available, or the technology available that will solve that problem. You are now brought in as the business analyst to help analyze the requirements for solving that problem. But before you analyze the requirement, you have to find a solution to it. So it is now your job to understand every single emerging technology out there that you could take advantage of in order to solve this problem. So what does being a digital business analyst or digital project manager mean? It literally means being able to identify problems and finding the technology that can solve that problem. Then with your BA skills, you can now translate the business requirements into technical requirements, communicate it back and forth until the job is delivered. And as a project manager, you can manage, monitor, and control the budget, the timeline, the resources, and the overall benefits in order to deliver and execute and deliver that project successfully. So, what is the technology that can do that? I don't know. I wish I did, but that's where research comes into play. So I would go out there and I'll research and look at what options are out there for me, and that is where you start to become a digital project manager stroke digital business analyst. That's just one angle, but let me now get a bit more practical. Let me actually identify a proper solution in relation to, for example, you went for a job interview. Is that okay? If that's okay, let me know that's okay so I can explain it. At this point, you're gonna have to get your pens and paper out and start writing this down. But in the meantime, I need to get my greens. So I tend to, the spinach is important. All right, so while I'm doing this, is a good time to ask me questions if you have questions. Okay, so I can answer any questions you may have, which is important. So questions are always important, so please feel free to ask me questions if you have any. If you haven't got any, then I'll carry on, okay? All right, so avocado. All right, so let's look at a real problem. Now, a business has, say for example, 1 million customers. They have like, let's say an insurance company. So an insurance company has like 1,000 people registering on their platform every single month. And they now have a salesperson who calls each of those people who register, and based on them, based on what the information they filled out, they then obviously to speak to them, but then they have to manually pass the lead to the right channel or to the right salesperson. It's costing them a lot of money. They're losing a lot of opportunities, and then sometimes by the time they've kind of sorted out the leads, done segmentation, what tends to happen is that the customer is no longer interested or is found another insurance provider. So as a result, the business is not only losing money, so their cost per acquisition is going up. The advertising cost is also going up as well, and the revenue is not as great as they would like it to be, but they're spending a heck of a lot of money on advertising. So they now have a problem. The problem is, well, you know what? We would rather this process be automated. We would rather this process be digitized and automated. What solution is out there for us? This is why they would now go out and look for a digital business analyst. But I want you to hold on to that thought because I'm not done yet. There's still a bit more. Okay? Now, one of the things that they also have is the fact that even when they get a customer and the customer pays up, if the customer's direct debit doesn't go through, let's say doesn't go through 3 or 4 times, it then gets sent to accounts. And when it gets sent to maybe accounts and finance or whatever it is, they now have to kind of contact the person, make sure that it's all a laborious process. And sometimes they have to abandon a lot of them because it's just too much time being wasted. And they also sometimes have to outsource it to another company to kind of get that money in. So all of a sudden, they now have another problem as well. So if you look at what I'm doing, I've talked about the sales channel. I've talked about the accounts management channel. Let's look at the marketing channel. So they advertise on a number of channels, they advertise on a number of digital marketing channels. But they can't really tell which digital marketing channel is generating them the most revenue. They just know that they have 1,000 leads at the end of the month, and after they've gotten 1,000 leads at the end of the month, their conversion rate is 1.2%. Well, wouldn't it be good to sit down and figure out what channel actually generates us the most revenue? Because one channel might be generating us a 10% conversion rate, while another channel might be generating us a 0.002 conversion rate. And the one that's generating us 0.002 conversion rate is costing us £50 per acquisition, while the one that's generating us a £10 conversion rate is costing us £2 per acquisition. So we're actually wasting money. So what we need to do is optimize our digital channels, identify the channels that actually work, and then also integrate those channels into our into our system. But at the moment, everything is manually created. Somebody registers on a website, we log into the website, extract it onto the Excel spreadsheet, and then decide which one goes to what department. All that is long. So what is the solution? So at this point in time, you're now getting a digital solutions architect. He comes into your business and says, hey, look, it's clearly obvious what needs to happen here. We need to digitize and automate every area of business, every business activity, be it marketing, sales, support, whatever department. And we need to now make sure that everything integrates into, we need to make sure you have a centralized customer data center. So if you have multi-channel integration or unified systems integrated into a customer data center. And it will be good for you to kind of have a CRM on top of it, in between that. So you have your data center, then you have a customer relationship management system where all of the digital channels are feeding into it, and then you automate everything. So when we talk about automation, what do we mean? Someone registers on a website, what email should they get automatically? Instead of you downloading the stuff and then writing an email to that person, what email should be automatically sent to that person? Based on the sales funnel that you have, so the customer journey and the sales funnel you have, when they get to this stage, what email should automatically be sent to them? Who should be prompted to make a call to who? Let all of these processes be automated. But for us to automate it, we must first digitize it. Now, let us make sure that all the information about this customer at every department in the company is fed into one, is put into one place under that one customer. So whenever I extract that customer, all the information, all of his engagement at each customer touch point with each channel is updated on that system. That's having that centralized customer data center. Why? Because you're better informed to make decisions about that particular customer. So a customer wants to upgrade to another package, but they owe money on something else. Sorry, you can't upgrade. You need to pay this balance first. Now, all of a sudden, your revenue is going up because you're now generating more money. And also, you've realized that you have to let go of a lot of people. And this is where you hear of companies letting go of people and making more profit as a result of it. And you're thinking, well, how can you be letting go of people and be making profit? Well, that's because we have digitized and automated a lot of things. We don't need people anymore. Robots are doing it. And as a result of that, we can now actually maximize revenue potentials and profits. So you now walk in there and you don't know anything about digital transformation. You can't sit down and identify what technology they need to solve that problem and how they're going to go about implementing it. And there lies the issue with a lot of people. And this is why we have a lot of people who are project managers, BAs, been contracted for quite a while, and they're coming on the platform now. Why? Because they lack the digital skills. And we have people saying, no, I don't want to go through the training again. I just want to jump on the project straight away because I already have experience. I'm like, my friend, no, we do things differently here, because even within the digital transformation has its own digital framework, has its own digital transformation framework. And unlike the old methodologies where we would follow a Prince2 methodology and then try and be agile on each individual project, that doesn't happen within the transformation framework. What happens is that we do agile from a portfolio level. So the program, the PMO office is actually agile itself. And then you now start realizing that you have to learn tools like Jira Portfolio, whereby, you now find a PMO analyst who never used to use Jira, now using Jira on a portfolio level. So you're all of a sudden realizing that you have to upgrade your skills. And that, my dear, is where the problem is for a lot of people. So somebody said that your programs are available to people in the States. Well, one of the good things about what we do is we have digitized and automated every area of the business. So that has now enabled us to operate on a global scale. So when you go onto the site right now, you can actually set up an account and get involved on projects ASAP without having to come down to the London office. And that's the benefit of digitalization. So I've kind of gone through a long lecture now, and some of you are probably confused, but at some stage, I'm hoping that you have understood something. So the question now is, what's going to happen in the next 3 months? Transformation is not here. It's not a phase that people are going through and then they come out of and we go back to normal. No, it's here to stay. And after transformation, what next? Disruption. So you go through digital transformation. As you're going through digital transformation, you aim to be a digital player, so you're a major player in the industry. And then the natural upgrade from that is for you to be a major disruptor in the industry. So literally you're now creating new opportunities, new markets, and literally kicking other businesses out of the market because of the competitive advantage that you have. And this is obviously for businesses. But when companies are now operating as disruptors, they're not going through transformation again. What are they going through? They're actually now leading the way. They're now driven by data. They're now using third platform technology to enhance every area of their business. And the question is, what's your knowledge of third platform technology? Cloud, mobile, social, big data analytics, which then extends to or create opportunities for augmented reality, virtual reality, autonomous technology, what else? Cognitive technology, and so many other technologies out there, which will be the major players in the future. And the question is, what do you know about it? So it's no longer just trying to be a project manager or trying to be a business analyst. You need to be a digital business analyst and a digital project manager. And I kind of hope that makes sense. And what I'm going to do for a lot of you for the month of October is this. For the month of October, I am going to allow a lot of you to come in and learn about digital transformation. I'll open our doors up to you so you can come in and learn free of charge. Just at least gain some level of knowledge and understanding, then decide if you want to take it further. Because if you don't, you're in trouble. And the last thing you want is to say, I listened to KG talk about this last year. If only I had done it. Don't wait to realize it's too late. Do something about it now, and I hope that really helps. Now I need to juice because I need to drink my juice, and I hope this has really helped you guys a lot. And right after this video, I'm going to post a few things down. So I'm going to post all the people that got jobs this month. It's going to inspire you. I'm going to post how we started Career Insights as a business and where we are now today. I'm going to post a few articles on digital transformation that I've written, and then also I'm going to post the link for you to take a digital personality test to help you discover what digital role suits you best. And I hope that really helps a lot of you. And just wait for me to post that right after this. And in the meantime, take care, God bless, and bye-bye.